And welcome back, rail fans. Welcome back to Miss Steve's Trains. Today, we're not wearing our general attire, but we're rocking some Tiger Stripe Boonie Cap Camel. I just want to make a quick video. I'm going to show you something. I was real happy and wanted to share it with you. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get right into this. Let's go. And here we go. We're down here in the old great floor layout, looking at the grand passenger station. Now, one of these, actually two of these, but one of them now is not like the others. I had to go online, do a little searching, reading some threads. I think I finally found a proper thread on classic toy trains. And we're looking at the problem right now. Remember these platforms I told you? Two of them, well, one of them was just dimmer. It was dimmer than the rest. I couldn't figure out what was going on. So let's jump into it. I'm going to tell you. This one right here in the center is dimmer. Doesn't light up as bright as the others. Now that's because I took a voltage tester. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I double checked all the wiring. Everything is daisy chained together from the station to the platform to the platform. And then same thing, station, platform, platform. These three platforms would light up nice and bright. These two were dim. Well, I got out the voltage tester and I got it on the accessory, 14 volts coming out of the Z4000 there. 18 volts to the track, got on the accessory, 14 volts. We would put the voltage tester on there. I'm getting 13 3/4 volts, 13.75 coming out of the transformer. All right. To the house, we're getting 13.5. Every platform, daisy chain, is getting 13.5 volts. Okay, we lose a half volt. We lose a 1/4 volt coming right out of the transformer. You lose another 1/4 volt from the transformer to the house. So we're getting 13.5 volts to the platforms. The only thing I could figure out is if everything's getting the same power, why these are dimmer? Because, you guessed it, different size light bulbs. And I wasn't sure, and I went on looking for some threads. I found a thread on Classic Toy Trains. Someone had mentioned 18 volt lights in the platforms because people were burning them up. That's right. Originally, they had 14 volt lights. That's why these were all so much brighter. These are from an earlier production run from MTH. They're nice and bright because they have 14 volt bulbs in them. But people kept hooking up the platforms to the track power. Why would you do that? I don't know. But they were doing it. So they're pumping 18 volts through a 14 volt light. And as you know, they'll burn real hot. These are incandescent lights. They get hot. They would end up melting the light sockets, and then the bulb would burn out, and then they couldn't replace them because the socket, the plastic, had melted. I thought, okay. So here we go. I went on the MTH website looking for replacement bulbs. All right, we got a pack of 18 volt bulbs. I got more than enough bulbs to cover this platform if I need to. This lamp, 18 volt, bi-pin base, passenger cars. This is the grain of wheat bulb. That's what they call it. Okay. That's the actual number there. C1000009. That's the order number if you want to get these bulbs. All right. Just remember 09 at the end. You can get these on the MTH Parts website. Great, 18 volts. I figured, what the heck, I'm here. I might as well order a handful of them. Okay. So here we are. We're back here at the station. Got some handy dandy pliers and tools on here. I'm going to carefully lift this up. Now you can visibly see these are bright. These were dimmer. I changed them. I got a pack. MTH, since people were burning them up, they started putting 18 volt bulbs in all their platforms. That's why if you put it on a 14 volt accessory, they'll be dim. to be dim, just like those. See, those are bright, these are dim. Okay, I found a guy on eBay because the MTH Parts website no longer sells 14 volt bulbs. All right. I found a guy on eBay who has 14 volt bulbs, the original bulbs for these passenger stations. All right, and if you need to, I can probably, well, you can just go on eBay and look MTH passenger light bulb grain of wheat, 14 volts, and you'll find them. All right, I need 4. I bought a total of 5. The guy sells them in packs of 5. I put 2 in there. I pulled out the 18 volt bulbs, and yeah, they're nice and bright. Works beautifully. So we're gonna pull out those 18 volts, and we're gonna put 14 volt bulbs in there. Then everything will light up equally, and it'll be a beautiful thing. One thing about these lights, that little gray shield on there, it's tight. It's a friction fit. You got to be real careful when trying to remove that. If you try and do that, you got to keep one finger up here on the base. Hold the base, because it's screwed in only up from one side. And if you get the twist in this, you're going to end up tearing that light base out of there. So you got to get a finger up on there, hold it, and with the other hand, carefully try and get that loose. I ended up using a razor knife and get the edge of the blade up in there. You got to get a little crack started, get it to loosen up, because it is a tight fit, and you don't want to end up busting that whole light out of there. So give me a second. We're going to replace those, and we'll get the final look. All right. Real quick, I want to show you, but to get that shade off of the light, it's a friction fit. The plastic base splits, so when you put that shade on there, it crimps that shut, and the shade slides up on there. That's what holds it in there. So when you get that shade off, it'll open up. You just grab the bulb, and it slips out of there. It almost falls out. Comes out real easy. And when you put that shade on there, it kind of closes it shut, clamps on the bulb, and that's what keeps it in there. All right, let me get this done real quick. All right, here we go. Everything's back together. Now all our platforms are equal in brightness and brilliance. Happy, happy. Gonna make for a happy passenger station. So if you get yourself any platforms, you start linking them together, and they come out a little dim, putting on 14 volts, well, you probably got 18 volt bulbs in there. And if you want to run it, I guess if you're going to run it on separate power source, I mean, I could have run it on 18 volts and changed over the other bulbs, but I didn't want to run a separate power source. Transformer has 2 accessory outlets, one for 10 volts, one for 14 volts. So I thought, let's just try this. Came out beautifully. I love it. What do you guys think? Can't go wrong with that. This is excellent. And I'm happy. I'm happy that worked out beautifully. So it was just a difference of the voltage of the light bulbs, and when the manufacturer changed it over. Now, unfortunately, MTH is guilty, just like Lionel. You get a simple one-page pamphlet with the platform light. It tells you red, black, positive, negative, hook it up, and away to go. It never mentions anything about voltages or the voltage of the light bulb, replacement light bulb numbers. There's no mentioning of replacing the light bulbs. Come on, MTH. We could have done a little better in that. You know, anything that's breakable could burn out. You should have replacement numbers for them. Just the simple things. On that note, in the end, it all worked out. We did a little detective work. We got it figured out. I'm happy. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Like, subscribe. You know, the usual. And this is Mr. Steve. I'm saying to you next time, happy rails.